Hey everyone, hope you can hear, it's pretty windy. It's Friday the 12th. It's first Friday after Great North Run. So in this one, I've got an easy run, which I'll explain in a minute. But during the run, I'll try and do a breakdown of the Great North Run, how I found it, just thoughts, feelings about it. Yeah. So this run is, sorry, I cut there back so it was moving a bin. So yeah, this is the first run of a new block I'm doing, because now the training plan for the Great North Run's over, obviously. Decided to do one. I put a poll on the website, had a handful of responses on there. But I've decided I'm going to do a runner plan for improving on my 5k time. So, current 5k time, PB, is 54:26. The 9-week plan I've got with Runna says that in the 9 weeks I should be able to improve it, hopefully. I think it's a stretch, but it says it'll improve it to 23, 25 to 24, 25. I think that's wrong again, but I'll put whatever it is up here. It might be 22.50 actually to 23.50. Yes, I think it was that. So we'll see how it goes. So today's first run, it's just a 7k easy run, conversational pace. I'll stop recording now and I'll start again when I'm running, and I'll go through the Great North Run. What I thought of it. I'll catch us in a bit. Right, so we're off. Ooh, you're going a bit too fast. It's going to be an easy run. Around the 6k, 6 minutes per k. So, Sunday, Great North Run 2025. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Had its ups and downs. I'm not just talking about the course, which obviously has. So, got dropped off on my son, daughter-in-law, my grandkids around Northumbria University. Managed to get parked there. They were coming to grab a spot to watch. I walked up to Northumberland Street and I left them there. When I walked up, massive crowds trying to get onto the town moor where the hub was. I was dying for the loo. All the queues, McDonald's and everywhere on Northumberland Street. Huge. So I held on, thinking I'd just go to the Portaloos. Got Exhibition Park, which is right next to town moor. I saw some people in the bushes having a pee. So I thought, why not? So I managed to go there. Luckily, because once I eventually got onto the town moor, again, absolutely massive queues for the Portaloos. So glad I went when I did. Walked along, took some videos. You saw in the last video. I meant to point out as well, Personal Best YouTuber was in front. Said a quick hello to him. He's got the same camera as me. He was videoing. Haven't seen his video up yet. I'll keep my eye out for that. If you haven't seen him, it's worth checking him out. Really good, heartfelt videos he does. So yeah, I walked along. Like I say, the crowds are massive. Got into the pen. That was another thing. I booked it last September. Entered the Ballot. At the time you had to put your race finish time, what you expected. the time I'd hardly been running just since that June Couch to 5k, so I put 3 hours. So I was given the pink bib and the pink pen right at the back. So got in, we did the warm-ups, which was 10:30, which was like an hour and a half, pretty much. Actually, probably more before we started actually running. I spotted one of the pacers going by for 2 hours 20, and he was just going, so I thought, I know I need to get further up then. I was hoping for under 2 hours, which is I know was a stretch for me, but Runna and Strava both said I should be able to do it. Probably should be able to do it on a very flat half marathon. This certainly wasn't. So yeah, I saw people following him, the pacer, moving through the crowd at the side. So I tagged on and just followed them through till he stopped. I thought that'll be good enough. I'll stop there, work my way forward. Couldn't really get through the crowds anyhow. You felt a bit bad pushing past people. So did that. Eventually got away. I think it was around 12:15 by the time I crossed the finish line. Did a high five to the Newcastle player as I went past him and was off. The crowds were absolutely fantastic the whole way. As you'll see if you watch the last video, literally the whole way. There was hardly any gaps. So they enjoyed the oggies in the tunnels. So Harley, Gemma and the kids standing over on one of the bridges near the start, just on the central motorway, and then I was off. So Rich runs on the Tyne Bridge. He gave us a shout out on his video. Yeah, across the Tyne Bridge, amazing feeling, absolutely loved that. You can probably tell from the video again, I'm going back to the video, but if you watch it, across the Tyne Bridge, I'm ecstatic, to say the least. Continued on. I stopped at every water station. Well, I didn't stop, but I grabbed the water. Every water station. Made sure I had plenty of fluids. I did have those precision hydration salt tablets, electrolyte tablets. Had them at about, I think it was 11k mark. Made sure I had water with them as well. At around 10k mark, I knew Kat, Ollie, Neil and Rachel and Andrea, who's Kat's mum, were going to be waiting with a big sign. So I spotted them, grabbed some sweets and ran on. And it seemed to get hard from then. The inclines just seemed to be never ending. Long inclines. Never seemed flat. Well, very rarely was it flat, it didn't appear it. Always seemed to be going up or down. So continued on. I think it was around 13k or so. I just was shattered. I was really flagging at that point. I had to start jeffing. So I think I stopped to walk maybe 3 times, 4 times, something like that. Until you come to the steep decline. It's South Shields towards the sea front. So that hurt the legs as well. I've heard people say that before, but that was worse than going up hills. And just the crowds got thicker and thicker, louder and louder all the way along. It's such a boost when you have people shouting your name, obviously not because they knew who I was, but because I was on the bib, but still, shouting my name, high-fiving, it's brilliant. Makes you go faster, definitely. I seem to get a second wind as well, along there. The only problem was, because I was in the pink pen, and I found this all the way through, to be honest, I struggled to get past people. People would stop, they were running slower, and I was weaving. I think I spent a lot of energy weaving around. That's probably why I had to do some drifting, I think. If you look on this Strava, I think it shows, I think I did, I don't know, 21.5k, something like that. So it was a few hundred metres extra I ended up doing from all this weaving. So yeah, that last straight, as multiple people have said before, feels like it's never going to end. So I ran as fast as I could along there, keeping the 800 metres left, and 400 metres, from 800 to 400 metres sign, felt like about 5 miles. It felt ridiculously long. Literally to 200 and finished. Fabulous. Got medal, which is all the controversy about it, but I love it. And the t-shirt, it's unique. It's got the wrong city on, but it's all port the northeast. So I had some water. I tried to get hold of T and Amy. In fact, I think he rang. T rang, but I couldn't understand what he was saying on the phone because it's so broken up. The crowds, the phone signal was rubbish. So I went to the bag drop. Again, as you see in the video, smooth, straight on, got me bag. Changed out to my top, put the Great North Run new one on, put a hoodie on, a dry cap because these get soaked in the sweat. And then went trying to contact T and Amy again. Couldn't find them, couldn't get in contact. So I stood in a queue, again a massive queue, because I wanted a pint. But the queue was, like I say, huge. Just didn't move. I stood there 10 minutes, didn't move one step. So I gave up on that idea. Actually, I've got another friend from work, Ian McKillop. If you're watching this, I'm going to take you up on your idea for next year. Ian's done it a good few times. He packs a bottle of wine in his bag. So he had that at the end. It was a damn good idea. Although I think I would have been mortal from that, with the dehydration. But yeah, good idea. So what I did do though, I stood in a queue. I looked for the shortest queue at the food stalls, and shortest one was a hot dog. I talked to some bloke before that I saw eating it, and he said he did the same thing, went to short queue. He says, mind, expensive, £20 for a hot dog and chips. But I couldn't be bothered to go anywhere else, so I stood in the queue, got it. It was lovely, like, I have to say. A 12-inch one as well, it was massive. So I had that, the chips. I just sat on the grass, had that. Still couldn't find T or Amy, no word from them. So decided that was it. I'm going to go get the bus. Went, stood in the queue. Massive queue. I mean, when I say massive, I mean massive. I think it took an hour to get to the front of that queue. Then there was no buses, because the buses kept getting stuck in the traffic. So I had to wait a while for that. Then she got on the bus. It took 50 minutes to get back to Newcastle. some reason. Well, the traffic again, I guess. So once we're in Newcastle, we'll drop you off at the centre of life. Again, it must be just for a quick turnaround or something. But that's, anybody that knows, it's quite a hike just from there up to the Haymarket. So I walked up towards there, got a metro, Kingston Park. I was meant to phone Kat and tell her to come and pick us up from Kingston Park, but I started chatting to a couple of Londoners that had done the Great Northern as well, and they were heading back to their hotel. They really enjoyed it as well. So I had to wait another 20 minutes once I got to Kingston Park for Kat. So all in all, I think it was about 3.5 hours to get home. That was the only downside, I would say, getting away. And please put comments, tell me what the best way of getting away is. Out of all of us, I think T and Amy got a taxi, £60, and took ages because of the queues again. Sean, who did it as well, he left his car there the night before. Again, I think it took him about the same time. Craig, he didn't get home till 7 o'clock, which is the time I got home, so about the same. I think he might have took a ferry as well, I'm not sure. I think he got the bus to the ferry, but there was a massive queue at the ferry. So, yeah, please comment, what's the best way to get away? So yeah, leave the comments, because I'm going to try and get in next year. I've entered the Ballot, but I'm also going to try for the Great North Run membership scheme, if I can get in time. I believe an email's coming out any time. And then you get 3 years. I think it's about £75. You get a t-shirt. Woohoo! But at least you don't have to mess on with the Ballot. You get potluck whether you get in or not. So I'll do that. But yeah, overall, absolutely fantastic day. Highly recommend anybody that's thinking of it, just give it a try. Out of the 60,000 that entered, found out there was 44,250 actually crossed the finish line. So either a lot didn't turn up or a lot couldn't make it. But yeah, fantastic day. It was a bit windy, but that never really bothered me, because I'm obviously not an athlete. Can't say it. An athlete. I know they were complaining that there was a headwind. Probably because there's so many people around us, it blocked the wind. And it was overcast. In fact, in the queue for the bus, it started raining. So that was another bit of a downer. But yeah, anybody thinking of it, get in on the Ballot, because I'm hoping that I'll get this out before the Ballot ends. I think it might be Sunday actually. So if you want to try, you haven't got much time left. So I shall get on with running, because I haven't been even looking at the pace. I'm going too slow now. Passed it there. That's halfway. Yeah, 6 minutes 21 per kilometre. So heading back. Talking about watches, you've probably seen on a few videos I've pretty much slagged off Apple Watch. It's getting a bit sick of the inaccurate GPS. What's other videos? Not everybody seems to get it, but I think most do. Apple needs to work on the algorithm. Don't think it's the technology. I think it's the algorithm they use. Anyhow, Apple event was on Tuesday, so I watched it because I wanted to see what the next one of this is like. This is the Ultra 1. The Ultra 3 was announced. Hoping, beyond hope, that would make significant changes. That the battery might last 3 days. Ooh, that'd be amazing. 3 days. No. They've improved the battery by 8 hours. So from 36, I think it's 36, up to about 44. Strangely, I think the low power mode's still 72. I don't understand that. The only other thing, a heart sensor, high blood pressure, hypertension sensor. But then apparently that works in the 2 as well. Not in this one, but in the 2 and older. I think the old Apple Watch, well, the 10 Apple Watch. Apart from that, newer chip in it. The double the memory. Or the space, I should say. So, that was it. Let's put the final nail in the coffin. I've now ordered through work a Garmin Fenix 8, all black version of it, 51mm A mold, and I'm going to go with that. Let's do the salary sacrifice through my work, so I get like an income tax year off it. So it works out like £230 cheaper if I bought it in the shops. I did have a discount, but nothing matched that, so I went with that. I'm not sure when that's going to come. I think it will probably be in October, because they're doing batches at work. So yeah, looking forward to that. What I might even do with that is wear this and that, go for some runs, try some long runs, normal runs. I'll let you know what the differences are. See if it's any better. Hope so. It's expensive. Whew. So yeah, had this for 3 years now. Moving on. To be honest, I don't use a lot of the smart functionality on this watch, so I don't think I'll really miss it. But I'll give you a review when I get the new one. Let you know how it goes. I have, however, ordered the new iPhone 17 Pro Max and the new Airpods. Even though I've got the Airpods Pro version 2. So yeah, probably still not use them for running, because I prefer the open ear ones, these Shocks ones. But I'll let you know what I think of them once I get them. I think I'm getting them next Saturday. Yeah, right. I can speed up a bit, I think. Catch us in a bit. So, if you're enjoying these videos and want to watch my newest plan to try and beat my 5k, see if Runna's estimate and Strava's estimates are anywhere close, keep watching, subscribe, like the video, click the bell. Typical. A message from work, because I'm on call. There's an issue. Luckily I'm on the way back. Another 1.6k left. So as soon as I'm in, I'll have to do that. So I'll wrap it up here. Tomorrow, another park run, Cat and Ollie again. I think we're going to Rising Sun. I'm probably going to leave Cat and Ollie and I'll go faster. See if I can beat the last one. I've only done one at Rising Park before, which was in December, I think. So see what I can do now. Should be a little bit quicker. Oh, gone the wrong way. That's what you get. Not concentrating. I know from a mistake I made. Went that way once. Ended up going through bushes, falling over, getting all scraped. I'm not doing that again. So, yeah, sorry. So the park run tomorrow. I've got a long run on Sunday. This run should have been yesterday, but I was working late again, so didn't get a chance. It's probably not the smartest thing. Do 3 runs in a trot. But this one's an easy one. Sunday's an easy one. That's my long run. So, adios, hasta luego. I'll catch you all next time.